Hey guys, I'm back at it with another reaction video for you guys. This time it's 3 disturbing true horror stories with like a million dots at the end, and it's gonna be by Nightmare Files. This video I saw yesterday that like it was up and I was like I want to react to this, but I did want to react to the Rob guy first just because that was like my one guy that someone wanted me to react to. For comment wise, I know someone else wants me to react to I don't know what their comment is. Hijacked Nation, which I'm gonna look that guy up right now just to kind of like see because I have no idea. I didn't look him up yet. Hijacked Nation, 2011. Okay, so it's like a really old one. Okay, so yeah, maybe I'll try to do one of their videos too. I'm not gonna make any promises on anything just because I'm gonna do you know. But I actually have been going like actually fairly quickly. I saw on Social Blade. I always check on there like every single day. Usually I never did that just because I was like I'm not getting any subscribers. But now I noticed that I'm getting like actually a few a day, which is actually like that's like really exciting for me because last time I saw it was like 1,017. A few days ago I was like, can I just please to get to 1,001, and I'm at 1,017. So I'm actually like I'm really happy. Thanks for all the support. Checking right now, it does say I'm at 1,017, and for all I know it'll go up again, and if it does I'll be really happy. So I'm just going to keep it there because like usually it takes a little bit to update. No, 1,017. Okay, 1,017 it is. That's still good though. So I'm really happy. So basically thanks for the support is what I'm saying. Again, this is Nightmare Files, true stories, true disturbing, true horror stories, and it is true. I got a comment saying that 3 horror channels are doing like the same 3 disturbing true horror stories. It's just like not really anything specific. So it was like that's kind of weird, which is kind of weird. Like 3 channels out in the same day upload the same channel title. It's kind of weird. Anyway, let's get into this right now. I wonder what they'll be about because like it's not anything specific once again, so.
This happened about 2 years ago. I needed a place to live as I just split up with my girlfriend, and then I had to move out of her place. My friend Paul told me he knew someone who owned a house, and that he was renting it out, and said I could live there until I found my own apartment.
Okay.
His name was Dean. I didn't know the guy very well, if at all.
It's kind of weird
and
though.
only met him once, but Paul vouched for him, so I decided to move into the house. I arrived at the house and Dean showed me around. The house was nice enough, lots of space, nice front garden, and it was close to where I work. As I was looking around, I noticed there was a padlock on the hatch to the attic. When I asked him what was up there, he just told me there's nothing important up there.
Then why is it locked?
Just some personal belongings. I didn't think anything of it at the time, as I didn't really know him. He was pretty much a stranger, so I didn't really blame him to keeping his possessions locked away. My first night there, I woke up at around 2 a.m. to use the bathroom. I headed back to my bedroom, when I heard a noise coming from the attic. It sounded like something was being dragged across the floor.
There's the dead body
I
up there.
thought it was just the wind, or the house making noise, as that happens sometimes.
It's not noises.
The next night, I heard the same noise coming from the attic again, this time waking me up. I sat up and concentrated on the noise. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought maybe it was rats or something. There wasn't much I could do anyway, as the attic was locked shut.
Plus, it's not my house.
The next day, I decided to text Dean and ask him about what could be making the noises in the attic. He just said, oh, it's nothing. Probably just a bird that got in there or something.
No, it's nothing. It's just a
For
bird.
every night for the next week, I could hear the same noises coming from the attic.
What's he doing?
And it woke me up more times than not. One night, I had enough. I got some bolt cutters, and I cut the padlock off, and I pulled the ladder down and headed up there. When I was there looking in the attic, it was dark, like really dark. I couldn't see a thing.
Flashlight.
I had to go back down and get a candle. I didn't have a flashlight yet.
Okay.
And my phone was an old BlackBerry that didn't have a light on it.
Oh.
I shunned the candlelight around. As I got into the attic, I couldn't really see much. Mostly boxes and a few sports equipment. As I was searching around, I tripped over some boxes, knocking them on the floor, and some photos fell out. I set my candle down to pick them up. As I was putting them back, I looked closely at one of them. It was a woman tied up with a pig mask on her face. I thought this was a bit weird, but some people are into that type of thing.
What? But
I looked through some more. It was the same thing, just women tied up and pig masks on their faces. And then I came across another one. This time, someone was next to the woman, and it was Dean. The woman looked to be in a lot of pain, and she was crying and looked like she was screaming while Dean looked at, I don't know, he just looked like he was laughing while holding a knife right up to her face.
call the police
I
now.
couldn't believe what I was seeing, and my heart started racing as I scrambled through the photos looking at more and
If you
more
got
of
caught
these
there, you're
women being
screwed.
tortured by Dean. I felt sick to my stomach and wanted to throw up. I was about to head down, and I was going to call the police when I heard a noise across on the other side of the attic. The same noise that's been waking me up every single night. I
What is
slowly wandered over to where the noise was coming
It's probably
from.
him dragging a body.
There was a blanket. It was covering something up, and I pulled the blanket back and I jumped out of my skin and fell down to the ground in
It's a
shock.
girl.
There was a woman gagged and chained to the floor. She had bruises on her body and a black eye. I quickly ungagged her and got the bolt cutters, and I set her free.
Yes.
She was very weak and couldn't really talk. She was dehydrated and hungry.
Call the police.
I
Call an
quickly
ambulance.
called the police and the ambulance right away. I told the police everything, and they soon found Dean and arrested him at this house. The woman I found was actually reported missing about 6 weeks ago. Dean was sentenced and charged with kidnapping, torture, false imprisonment, and other things. Thankfully, the woman made a full recovery,
Oh, thank God.
physically at least.
Really? You had to do that? I have no water here to drink. God damn it.
The summer between my freshman year and sophomore years of high school, a friend of mine and his family moved in with his grandma.
Okay.
They were buying a house that ended up having to have some work done on it.
Okay.
So his grandma invited them to live with her while they waited for the house to get finished. She had a beautiful big house. It was just her and my friend's cousin that lived there. So there was plenty of room. My friend's cousin was 2 years older than me and was going into her senior year of high school.
Okay.
The house's living room had a vaulted ceiling with floor-to-ceiling windows on all sides. It looked amazing, but gave you no real privacy. It wasn't a big deal though, because the house sat about 500 feet off the road and had wood surrounding it on all sides.
Yeah, but if someone's in the
Shortly
woods.
after my buddy and his family moved in, I went over on a Saturday to spend the night.
Okay.
My buddy's room was small, so we decided to sleep on the 2 couches in the living room. Just as we were getting ready to go to sleep, about 1 a.m., we see someone walk past the window outside. We freak out, and we get his dad. About 100 feet away in a tree line, you can see a small red light as 2 people pass a cigarette back and forth. They're just standing there watching the house. His dad calls the police and then opens the front door and yells to the 2 guys to take off.
Yeah.
The police find nothing over there. The woods are full of little game trails, so there's no telling where these guys went. The interesting thing is, there's only 3 houses within about a mile of this house, and none of them have older kids. One has very small children, and the other 2 have no kids. So we have no idea where the people came from. A few weeks later, another friend and I both spent the night there.
Okay.
The 3 of us walk into the living room at around 10 p.m. to watch a movie, and there's a guy standing looking in the window. We freak out, and he runs off.
Like,
Again, we can see the lights of the cigarettes in the distance. Over the course of that summer, there were multiple encounters with the so-called watchers. There were 3 places they would come and stand, and we never could forecast if they would come or where they would go. They would knock on the windows. Once they shook the front door so hard it set off the burglar alarm. At times, we would just see them in the tree line watching the house. Once they took lipstick and wrote hello on the window. During the day, we combed the woods trying to find them, but never could. We thought it was likely guys from our school trying to catch a glimpse of my buddy's cousin. But it would have been one hell of an effort just to maybe catch a glimpse.
Yeah, I know.
We never found out who it was. Eventually, the house my buddy's family was buying was fixed, and they moved.
Okay, good.
Who the watchers were and what they wanted is still a mystery. Luckily, I won't be going back over there.
I was trying to expect that. I was kind of like, I don't know if you guys noticed, I was kind of like, wait, is it coming again? Stop doing that, you little bitch.
There was a time my parents went on a trip to Europe. I was taking care of their house. I was home for the summer from school anyway, so it was fine. I had been there for a few weeks and it was pretty quiet. I just went to work, came home, had some time with my friend, enjoying the house to ourselves and whatnot. But one night, I was just laying there watching TV when I heard this really weird, low whistling sound coming from the window that was behind the couch. It struck me as sort of odd, and I just shrugged it off.
What do you want?
But then it happened again. It totally sounded like it was a person standing up against the window whistling.
Like,
I looked out the window and obviously there was no one there. So I figured I should go check it out. If it was something like the wind on the siding, I should probably fix it because that would get annoying. So I walked out into the backyard. The backyard in my parents' house is really, really pretty. It's sparse, but sort of forest that leads to a road on the other side. So I looked at the house and didn't see anything. But then I heard the sound again. It was coming from the woods in the back. I was pretty creeped out at this point, and of course I couldn't see anything in the woods. So I hurried back through the door and I locked it behind me. I never really heard that sound again for the next few days. Until one night, I was asleep in my room, and I could have sworn I was awakened by the whistling sound against my second floor window. I listened hard, and it was dead silent. So I decided I should go ahead and look out the window. I did that whole thing where I crept super slowly towards it
I'm just gonna have a jump scare
and
again.
just sort of peeked through it. Outside my window, there was a man just standing there. I was really sleepy, so I can't know how much of this I'm misremembering. But he was just sitting there staring at me. I was completely frozen, and slowly, the man pursed his lips, and I could hear that whistle again. It was crystal clear. It made me feel like crying. I tore myself away from the window and I hid under my covers. The next night, I insisted that my friend stay with me. He did. And of course, nothing happened. He figured that I was just tired and delirious, and maybe I was right. It gets kind of anticlimactic here, but I didn't hear it for another week or so. And when I did, it was just one small whistle, just happening randomly, coming from a wall or something like that. It just happens every week or so, and it always freaks me out tremendously. To this day, I would never stay in that house alone anymore.
That's it. No jump scares. Okay, I'm stopping right there just because I don't trust it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I charged the volume all the way down because I was like, I'm not gonna take another jump scare. Anyway, did I like the video? Yes, I did. Except for the jump scares. That's what I hated about the video. But for the first story, I already forgot the first story. Damn, I feel so stupid. Oh yeah, so the thing about the guy in the attic. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if the guy just says it's nothing, then obviously it's something. And especially if there's a padlock on it, there's obviously something going on up there. So I am really glad that he eventually went up there. It was probably just the girl trying to escape, because you said it kind of sounded like a shh. So she was probably trying to like drag herself or something, because she was tied, right? So she was just probably trying to escape. Why the hell did he have... I'm really glad that he was able to get that woman out, and I really hope that everyone else that he tried to do anything to are okay. I'm glad that girl made a good physical recovery, and I hope she's doing okay mentally and emotionally too. That's probably, I'm assuming, really traumatizing to go through, so I hope she's good. But I am glad that she's okay in general. The second one I already kind of forgot. What was the second one again?
Yep, and I pulled the blanket back and I jumped out of my skin and fell down to the ground in shock. There was a woman gagged and chained to the floor.
Oh, that's the same one.
False. It's as we were getting ready to go to sleep, about 1 a.m.
Yeah, the one about the people, I think, coming to the window. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they moved. I mean, they did call the police already, so there's not really much they could do now because it just sucks because then if they keep coming every night and then they keep calling the cops and then no one's there, they're gonna be like, hey, like, what are you doing? There's no one here. Like, why do you keep calling us for no reason? Like, it's not like they're calling them for no reason because like there actually is a reason. That's actually scary as hell though. But I'm really glad he moved and stuff. And for the last one, the whistling, that's kind of creepy. Call the police because like someone's basically stalking you. They're not really respecting privacy. Like it's I don't know you. Who the hell are you? Like, what do you want? Like, go away, go home, go to bed. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. Like, what? It's late at night. Like, what are you doing? Like outside. Like, I'll be scared to just be outside someone's house because like you don't know what they're gonna do. Like, you don't know. They're gonna see some stranger. They'll probably can like shoot them for all we know. You know what I mean? And, like, you never know. Like, I'll be scared just to like go outside and even like, you know. Oh God. Yeah, a good video. I just hate him for doing the freaking jump scares because like obviously, even if I expect it, I still got terrified because I'm like, oh my God, like it's like I see it coming, but I don't know exactly what moment. So it's like, stop doing that, please, just stop. And as you guys can see, I'm once again tired, and I think I got 9 hours of sleep, so I'm just like really. Today was a day full of chocolate, and just like I'm just really not good today. I'm just my stomach's kind of like I don't know. I feel like Easter just gets me sick because I have too much sugar, and I do love sugar, but then a lot can drive me insane. It can just make me feel sick. So, anyway, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Once again, thank you guys for all the support. I hope I keep growing. I hope you guys are liking what I'm giving you. Again, give me any suggestions in the comments below. And yeah, maybe I'll give you a shout out if I do react to one of your videos. Then I'll do a shout out just like I did for the Sammy Heath guy. And yeah, we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.